So guys, David Price knocks out Tom Little. I didn't see the fight, but I've got the results, so I thought I'd do a quick video about it. Apparently, David Price stopped him, I think, in the 4th round, but apparently it was a bit of a controversial stoppage. Little got wobbled, but most of the crowd thought it was early and they were booing. Little said he was definitely hurt, but he felt it was a little early. But you know, there were a lot of the thoughts around the stoppage was, sorry about that, guys. A lot of the thoughts around the stoppage was that the referee saved Little from getting hurt. He saved because it was inevitable that Price was going to get a KO win. So it probably would have been a brutal stoppage, but the referee probably saved Tom Little. But as a fighter, he probably wants to be carried out on a stretcher. But you know, the story goes on for David Price. If David Price had lost today, his career would have been over. Many people calling for David Price to stop. They don't want David Price to carry on. He even said himself that he doesn't think he's a world level fighter. But what does David Price want to? Where does David Price want to go with his career? What does he want to do next? Does he want to? Who's he going to fight next? It's tough because if he doesn't think he's world level, what's he going to fight at domestic level? Who's there really out there for him? Dubois, maybe Nathan Gorman, guys of this, like I don't know, maybe Joe Joyce. He called out Lucas Brown. I think that would be a great fight. I think that would be a great fight. I actually think they're both probably in the same position. They're both in the same kind of boat right now. Both probably need a big fight. I do think Lucas Brown probably has a Joseph Parker fight waiting for him. That would be a big fight, New Zealand v Australia. But a David Price Lucas Brown fight would be something that I'll be very interested in, very interested in. I think the fight makes sense. It definitely does. It's a fight that, you know, could go either way as well. I would love to see that fight. I would love to see David Price take on Lucas Brown. I think it's a dangerous fight because Lucas Brown can punch, and we know that David Price is very vulnerable. He can get knocked out, he can go down, but the thing is with David Price, he can punch. This man can punch for fun. He can really crack. So I do think it's a pick-em fight. It is a pick-em fight. You know what, I would actually favour Price, and if Price can knock over Lucas Brown, he's back in the mix. But then the problem is David Price always falls at world level. That's the only issue I have. I don't think at world level he's going to cut it. And this is why I'm not sure about him continuing. Because to be honest, I would love to see David Price at world level. But unfortunately, David Price at world level he doesn't cut it. You know, we saw him against Povetkin, and Povetkin knocked him out really badly. Whenever David Price steps up to the elite level, he gets KO'd really badly. It's not like they're vicious KOs, you know, and I don't want to see David Price get hurt. He seems like a really nice guy, a family man, and, you know, you don't want to see someone like that get hurt. But he's got the win today. Lucas Brown will be a great fight, but even if he beats Lucas Brown, you're thinking, who does he fight after that? Is he going to go back to the world stage? Who's he going to fight? There's guys like probably Lucas Brown, Joe Joyce. You know, Joe Joyce is another fight out there for him, which would be intriguing. I think that will be a dangerous fight for Price, because Joyce seems like he's got the momentum and he's a big man, and he can crack. He's a little stiff. The only thing is Joe Joyce also has a very good chin, so it's not going to be easy for Price to knock Joyce over either. So that's just a tough fight. It's an intriguing fight, but a fight that probably David Price would go in an underdog, and you'd probably expect, you know, Joe Joyce to get the stoppage win in that one. But it's good that he's got the win today. He can move on. If he had lost today, I think that would have been him done. But he got a good win, and hopefully he can kick on. He can move forward, and go on to challenge Lucas Brown or Joe Joyce or anybody in around that level. I do think he can beat Lucas Brown. I think that would be a more stylistically better fight for him. I think he could beat Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown looked terrible against Dillian Whyte, and I think David Price can definitely mix it with Lucas Brown. I would fancy him to win that fight. It'd be a tough fight because, like I said, David Price is vulnerable. It just takes one punch. If Lucas Brown catches him, it could be good night Vienna. So Brown can punch. But that will be a great fight. I think that's the next fight that should be made for him. Lucas Browne is the fight, I think, that should be made for David Price. But leave your thoughts, guys. What did you make of David Price's win if you saw it? What did you make of the stoppage? Do you think she should have been allowed to carry on? And do you think a fight between him and Lucas Browne would be something that you'd be interested in? Leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.